Homosexuality has become one of the contentious issues in the society today, and in fact, the society is at incertitude. The society is divided into two different groups, the anti-LGBTQ plus and the pro-LGBTQ plus. Whenever I hear the word gay or lesbian or transgender, there are several questions which come into my mind. How did someone find himself or herself to be gay or lesbian? Now, I did a small research and I found three findings, and these are the outcomes. I've divided them into three. Number one of the causes that can lead someone, or the primary root which can make someone to be gay or lesbian, is that when they were young, they were either molested, raped. For example, if the young boys, you find that maybe their cousins, their dad sexually abused them such that their exit was used as an entrance. So whenever this young boy grows up, due to the fear of rejection, that if he say whatever has happened to him, the society is going to reject him. The society is going to tell him, you are not one of us. So this guy grow up in fear. Another thing, you find that in this category, also young ladies, maybe they were also molested, they were raped, they were sexually abused with the maid. Let's say you have gone to work in the morning, leaving your daughter with your sister or the elder sister or the maid, and then her genitals, her female genitals were used. She was sexually abused at younger age. Either she was forced to sleep with these fellow ladies. So as she grows up psychologically feeling that she can only have sexual feelings with the fellow ladies. So this is one of the categories that has made some to be gay and some to be lesbians. Another category is those who became gay or lesbians due to poverty. Due to an increase in poverty in the world today has made a lot of people to make dangerous decisions. So someone might go, let's say, in the city and things become worse, then they end up themselves, or they end up finding people who can support them financially, and these people might be gay or lesbians in different clubs and brothels. So as time goes by, you find that if he's a man, he sleeps with a man, if a lady sleeps with a lady, and as time goes by, they are psychologically and mentally be attracted to that one of the same sex. The third category is the category of those people who are now under pressure due to Western influence on the same-sex marriage or homosexuality in the name of gender ideology. Like now, whatever is going or happening in the internet is that the Western world is highly encouraging people to choose who they are from the younger age. You find kids today, they can say, he's a female but trapped in a man's body, or is a man trapped in a female body. You ask yourself, what is going on? So now you find the first category and the second category are all being combined in the third category, so that when the society judge them, when the society make a decision, all of them are being combined as one. But the first category are people who grows up with bitterness because they were sexually abused, they were tortured. They need counseling, they need love, they need to be encouraged so that at least they can turn up their mind. So before we blame or judge LGBTQ plus members, let's go to the cause root. What was the primary root that made them to be gay and lesbians? Now it's very funny that the society has been divided, because something I find very funny with the LGBTQ plus members is that they can allow themselves to express themselves, and they want society to accept their decision and their feelings and their ideologies. But anti-LGBTQ plus, when they express their feelings, their ideologies, when they give their view on this perspective of, I can say, the evil act, because it is not moral in the society to a man to marry a man, a lady to marry a lady. They call you that you are a transphobic, you are a threat to their life, you are a threat to their life, to their existence, and you someone who doesn't judge. They even quote the Bible that, you know what, the Bible say you should not judge, do not judge. But then they also forget in the Bible, in Proverbs 31 verse 9 says, judge righteously. So it's something which is very complicated. Today, if you go to the countries like US, You find that kids at the kindergarten are being taught to choose who they want to be. The church has also been captured, whereby some churches in England, USA, even here in Africa, they have started to bless same-sex marriage. And by the way, there's nothing like same-sex marriage. I don't know how they came up with this word. Marriage is a union between man and a woman with an aim of producing a child. That's marriage. But there's nothing like man marrying a man. A woman marrying a woman is something which is so evil, and it's against the moral of the society that has existed, which is existing, and which has yet to exist. There are a lot of donors or international donors which have been funding LGBTQ+. We have the Ocas Foundation from US. We have like the Ford Foundation from US. We have like the Open Society from US. Different countries like Netherlands, US, England, Finland, Germany, Ireland. These countries have produced our international donors which provide funds to fight for the existence of LGBTQ+ by promoting them. For example, the Open Society Foundation, this is from US, say that they are seeking to combat discrimination against lesbians, gay, transgender, to promote their human rights. So they provide funds to promote the immorality that is happening in our society today. And this has brought, that is why today, if we check, there are many human activists in the name of they are fighting for the rights of LGBTQ+. And you ask yourself, where do these people get money? Because they are being funded. That's the reality. But we here in Africa, and especially in the sub-Saharan Africa, whereby this gender ideology thing, same-sex marriage, homosexuality is being forced. We are being forced to accept it. You can't go to China and tell Chinese that you have to accept LGBTQ+. You can't go to Middle East. Even here in Africa, the Arab nations, they can't go. But sub-Saharan, the black Africans, here is where there's a problem. Today, the World Bank has come with rules, World Bank, IMF, and has come up with the rules that if a country needs to borrow money, you have to accept the minority rules. That's what they call it. And who are the minority rules in their view? LGBTQ+. The Western media has been in forefront to promote the gender ideology. However, there are even people in US, in those countries, who are anti-LGBTQ+. In fact, they are fighting because they know that this thing is destroying the society that you are living in today. But the Western media cannot show this because the Western media is there to please the minority, but to hide from the truth. The same thing which is happening in the church. The churches today have become a platform where they promote LGBTQ+. They are promoting gayism. They are blessing same-sex marriage. They are running from the biblical truth, which says that marriage is between a man and a woman. So where are we heading as a society? Where are we heading as a society? The gender ideology was there to reduce population. Now the question you can ask yourself, if they are blessing same-sex marriage, a man marrying a man, it's very funny and controversial. But then they cannot have a kid. A lady marrying a lady, they cannot have a kid. They are saying that you have to be happy and be free, be who you want to be. Understand? But then they don't want to have a kid, but then they go and adopt children. They want to have a kid, but they don't want to have the process of having a kid. So my question is, because you don't want to, because you are like marrying the same gender, where are kids, you are going to get kids to adopt? And that is my question. How safe is our kid? How safe are our kids when they go to school? For instance, you have a baby who is going to school, and this baby is going, or this your daughter, or this little girl is going to share a washroom with a trans woman. How safe is your daughter? Even at school, during games, in the locker room where they are exchanging to go and prepare for games, here come your lady who is sharing, exchange room with a trans woman. How safe is your daughter? There have been some cases whereby, like in US, where a trans woman impregnated inmates, 2 inmates. This is a person who has identified herself as a woman and rejected his natural birth man, and now said, oh, the woman has been trapped in my body. And when she was put in the female prison, she impregnated other fellow inmates. Then she had to be taken out of that prison. So look, the main question here is, where are we heading as a society? Where have we lost our morals as a society? And one thing I find so funny is that the West has put a lot of pressure to most countries, especially in Africa. And I'll say that Africa is under siege by the West to accept and legalize homosexuality, same-sex marriage, LGBTQ+, and if they don't, they are being termed as barbaric, uncivilized, discriminative towards the minority human rights. Today, Africa can't do a lot of things because before they do, they have to borrow money from the West. And before they borrow that money, they are being put under strict rules and conditions that there are things they have to accept so that they can get money. So it's very confusing. How are we going to tell our kids? Imagine your kid is going to school in the morning, and when they come back in the evening, your boy can tell you, ma'am, you know what? From today, I'm not a boy anymore. You ask him, why? Then he's like, you know what? Mom, I feel like a lady is being trapped in my body. Your daughter is telling you, Mom, you know what? A man is being trapped in my body. Those are the things that they are being taught in classes. So as parents, what can we do? Make sure that you have enough time with your kids. Check, if possible, you can have time to go to the school, look what is happening, look the content they are being taught to. At home, make sure that you check whatever they're watching the televisions, check their phones, what is the content that they're consuming in the internet, because we are in the world whereby the gender ideology is being spread, is being skyrocketing. What are we going to do? Especially here in Africa. Africa now is like a calf in the jungle fighting to survive because it is surrounded with wolves and lions which are ready to destroy this calf. But what does this calf have to do to survive? The calf has to fight for its survival of its future generation and generations. And this is why, as Africa, we have to come together to say no to this issue of gender ideology, to say no to the issue of same-sex marriage. Why Africa is the main target? You can't go to Middle East. They have tried in Middle East, but they cannot, because the Muslim Arabs have tried to defend their society, their religion, their culture. If you can all remember what happened during Qatar World Cup last year, 2022, the Qatar said, we are a sovereign state and here is our country, you will have to adhere to our rules. Why is the Western world trying to define human rights, trying to define democracy, and we as African, why are they seeing us as lesser people who cannot define, who cannot understand that they are the one who have to define for us the words that we have to use. They're the one who have to define. They're the one who have to tell us what we have to do. And if we try to make decisions on our own, they say that we are a threat to the human rights of the minority. Where are we heading as a country? These are my thoughts. Share your comments in the comment section so that we can know what is your view on this issue. Do you think us as Africans, we should stand firm to protect our society? Or should we just please the West? That's what I had today. We might agree or disagree, but at the end of the day, we must do what is right and what we are supposed to do when we are supposed to do it. And we have to stand firm to protect our society for the future continuation of our cultures and society and its morals.